Hello dear student, this is my 17th lecture on thermoanalytical methods. Myself, Kanchan Vishramji Kumbhalkar, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry of Shri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Akola. The highlighted topics are already completed. In this lecture, we are dealing with the application of thermometric titration. Previously, what is meant by thermometric titration? A simple titration when a sample A titrated against titrant B, there is a formation of product C and there is a liberation of heat. A particular fixed quantity of heat has been liberated. With respect to the stoichiometry, the amount of heat has been liberated. If you are using, suppose the reaction is 1:1 stoichiometrically arranged, then if you are taking 1 mole of A and 1 mole of B, then there is a liberation of suppose 1 unit of heat. Then by taking a particular quantity of sample and titrant, you can observe the amount of heat liberated. On the basis of this, you can carry out the titration, and in this you are checking the temperature, or you are checking a heat absorbed or evolved in the sense of temperature, that is in the sense of delta G and delta H, and this type of titration is nothing but a thermometric titration. In a previous lecture, we deals with what is the thermometric titration, its theory and the instrumentation and the some modification in instrument. In this lecture, we are dealing with the application of thermometric titration. So let's start with the application of thermometric titration. These titration have been carried out with a great success to follow neutralization, complexation, precipitation and redox reaction. One by one we will discuss it. So let's start with the first, that is neutralization titration. The first titration is neutralization titration. We know that when there is a reaction of acid versus base, there is a neutralization takes place, and that point has been observed by simply titrating acid versus base by using a particular indicator. But in a thermometric titration, the same type of titration can be carried out without adding a indicator. In this, we are just checking the change in temperature with respect to the continuous flow of reaction. This is the particular neutralization titration graph. This is the particular thermogram of neutralization titration. In this case, there are 4 points has been observed: A, B, C and D. The graph has been plotted between the change in temperature, that is delta T, versus the number of moles of bases added. We know that in neutralization we fill the base in burette and we are adding a particular fixed quantity of acid in a conical flask. In thermometric titration, we are using a isolated flask or Dever flask. But sometime, because of the exchange of heat between the vessel, sample and the surrounding, such type of graph has been observed. There is a slightly increase in delta T between the A and B, means it indicates that there is a exchange of heat takes place. Thermometric titration involve strong acids and bases which have been carried out with great success using the instrumental methods which has been described earlier. A thermogram of a simple acid base thermometric titration, which is shown in this figure. In this figure, AB represent the situation before the titrate is added. Before addition of base, this situation is there. Means when we are taking a acid in a vessel, then such type of delta T has been observed. What is the reason behind this AB? The change or increase in delta T along the AB. It is a very minute change in delta T, but there is a delta T has been increases along AB. It is due to the simple fact that the titration vessel and its content, that is acid, are exchanging the heat with the surrounding. At point B, the titrant, that is base, which has been poured into burette, is added, which neutralizes the acid which is present in a titration vessel. Due to the addition of base into the acid from burette to the titration vessel, there is a production of heat of neutralization takes place. Means from B, the base has been added successively, and due to the continuous addition of base to the acid, there is a heat of neutralization has been produced, and due to which the delta T difference has been get increases with respect to the addition of base. Means as there is an increase in quantity of base, there is an increase in delta T value takes place. Means at a point C, if we are added a 10 ml of base, then at that point the maximum delta T has been observed here, and this C point is considered as the end point. At C, the titration is complete, and thus at this point the end point is reached. Further, heat change along the CD arises due to heat of dilution and difference in temperature, and may exist between the titrant and titrate. There is a acid and base, there is a because of heat of dilution, and the temperature differences, it is because happened in between acid and bases, and this is the reason of CD inflammation. So this is nothing a basic neutralization titration, and which can be identified on the basis of thermometric titration method. In practice, the temperature of the system is measured as a titrant is added to the sample. This is a typical plot which showing a neutralization titration of acid versus base, basically the strong acid and versus strong base. Now next point, next graph. This is the typical thermometric titration plot for boric acid. The end point is denoted by an abrupt change in the slope of the curve. This is for that of the boric acid. Means there is a titrant has been added, and in this case there is a change in temperature or relevant temperature has been measured on that of the y-axis. Typical pH response for the titration of boric acid and HCl with the NaOH, which has been shown in the next, that is sixth figure. This is the particular in this practice. Basically, this is the typical plot. This plot is a typical plot which showing the temperature of the system on the basis of addition of titrant. In this case, we are adding titrant versus the boric acid, and this is such type of graph has been observed. It is like that of the HCl versus NaOH. In this case, the boric acid versus NaOH has been plotted. Next one is this is the sixth figure, that is, it is the titration of mixture of two acids, that is boric acid and HCl, against NaOH. In x-axis we are taking a NaOH which has been added successively, but on a y-axis we are not measuring a temperature, we are measuring a pH here. Means in this case it's a typical pH responses for the titration of boric acid and HCl with the NaOH has been shown in this figure. It is clear that the process used to derive the plot in this figure is easy to use for the titration of boric acid. It is much more easier as compared to the HCl. There is NaOH titrate against HCl, NaOH titrate against the H3BO3. So in this case the boric acid is much more easier as compared to the HCl. It can be seen that the temperature of the mixture increases until approximately about 4.5 ml of titrant which have been added to the sample. This is the end point of the reaction. If further addition of titrant, that is NaOH, takes place, then it causes no further reaction because all of the sample A or whatever the sample has been get consumed, and hence the temperature of mixture is steadily decreases as the cool titrant is added to the warm mixture. For example, again consider the same reaction, that is A mixed with B, there is a formation of product and there is a formation of heat. Now at a neutralization point the reaction has been completed. Now if you are adding a NaOH in that acid, even though we are adding a continuous NaOH, but there is no any acid remain in that vessel for a neutralization purpose. Hence when you are continuously successively adding a base titrant into a titration, because of the addition of cool titrant, the warm solution which is present, neutralized solution present in a vessel, has been get slowly cooled down. So in this case the temperature of the solution present in a vessel after a end point, after a completion of reaction, after reaching a neutralization point, has been steadily decreases because the cool titrant is added to the warm mixture. The end point can therefore be determined as the abrupt change in slope that occurred at the equivalence point. For simple titration, the equipment necessary is not particularly sophisticated. However, if one wants temperature measures specific heat or the heat of reaction, better control is required. So this is the much more convenient as compared to the other instrument. It is a simple one. For example, temperature control, and if you are using an insulation which is necessary in order to ensure that the temperature of the sample and the titrant are equal before the titration, and it is possible to set this temperature to within 0.001 degree Celsius constant. By using a delivery pump it may be used to advantage. It has been provided that the volume delivered per unit reactant is accurate and reproducible, and it is possible to record the temperature of the mixture on a strip chart recorder and use this as a means of measuring the volume of titrant added. Means you can accurately measure or you can accurately add the titrant also by considering a delivery pump, a constant delivery pump on the basis of constant temperature also. In this circumstance, it is not necessary to add exactly the required amount of titrant, but any excess added does not result in an increase in temperature, but merely in a change of slope in the curve of temperature versus volume of titrant. This is therefore not a source of error as it is conventional volumetric analysis. In thermometric titration, it is assumed that the rate of reaction is relatively fast and that the end point will occur as soon as excess of titrant is added. But this assumption is not valid if the reaction is slow. Remember, the position of end point will be distorted and error will be involved. Finally, by thermometric titration method, one can titrate a weak acid with a strong base. For example, boric acid and sodium hydroxide. In general, one can titrate thermometrically, that is 0.01 molar solution of all with a pKa value less than 10 thermometrically with a precision of 1% provided the heat of neutralization greater than 42 kJ per mole. However, one can titrate thermometrically mixtures of a strong acid and a weak acid, and the resulting thermogram exhibit in two inflection point. This is the weak acid, this is strong acid versus the strong base. It gives the two inflection point. This is all about the neutralization titration by using a thermometric titration. In the next lecture, we will start with the another application, that is precipitation titration, and so on. Up till then, take care, be safe, stay safe. Thank you very much.